Good morning or afternoon, evening, whatever time you might be looking at this. Gail and I mentioned in our last video something about our book haul, and we wanted to discuss it today. We went to a wonderful place in Athens, Georgia called Books for Keeps, and this is an organization that gives out books for free to school children, to help people that can't afford books. And I have volunteered there, and I was told about going there. They have once a year, they have a day where you can come to the warehouse and you can get up to 100 books for free.
The only catch was you had to count them before you left to make sure you had no more than 100 and write the number down on a little piece of paper. Your name, I think we signed it.
Yes.
We got close. I did.
I didn't get...
Well, no, not to 100. No. If we counted both of ours together.
That's true. And we had one bag, and then we went back and got another one, and we were both... I was so scared I was going to go over. It's amazing. And of course, the bags were kind of heavy. But we're going to sit down in just a second and start taking some of our books out. It's like Christmas.
Now, Carla, seriously, I have not looked through my bags. Have you? Have you looked at all through yours? Tell the truth. That's okay.
I have looked through them one day before this idea came up, and I put everything back because I just couldn't wait. It was like just to smell the paper.
Oh, I know.
And Gail, I don't know if I've ever told this story. I think I might have alluded to it, but I have a dog, Bear. I have two dogs, but Bear. One morning I woke up in our house and I went into the den and it was like snow. We had snow.
In the house?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I was kind of confused. You know, when you wake up, I was like, what?
You hadn't had your coffee yet?
What? And then I realized I had a lot of library books. And Bear was a puppy, and they were just kind of sitting around. Well, come to find out, Bear loves books. And when I get a book now, those he just destroyed.
Chewed on.
I paid over $100 to replace the books at the library, but I love the library and I love Bear. But anyway, so now when I get a book, he comes up and I fan the pages.
That's amazing.
And he's like in dog heaven, and I go, oh, I wish he could tell me what he smells.
I know it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to put our bags down. Ugh, heavy.
Really heavy. I will say the one that's on the top right here in this bag, and it was on the top. I looked at the title, and a friend from Florida who had been in our youth group had put on Facebook a book she had just finished reading, and she wanted to get it out for everyone to read. And it just so happened it was the one that's sitting right here on the top. So I'm just so excited. I'm going to read it first for sure.
Well, I've read it. It's excellent. And there's a movie out now. I can't remember if it's Netflix or Prime. Of
the book?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll need to, after you read the book. I always like to watch the movie after the book.
Oh, yes.
And
absolutely.
Usually the book is better. Usually.
Yeah.
Okay, Gail, you start. What we're going to do is we're just going to start taking out a few of our books. We won't go through all of them. We won't have that much time. And just say a few things about it. Why did we pick it? That type of thing. So you start. Just grab up.
All right.
You've already mentioned one.
And I'm going to do that one that was on the top, Where the Crawdads Sing, by Delia, is it? Or
I think it's Delia.
Delia.
Might be Delia.
Owens. And I got it because, it's a nice hardback. I'm pulling it off the shelf. And Carla said, get that book. I've read it. You will love it.
And another lady there said too.
Yes.
Yeah. So many books. So many adult books. I thought they would have 90% children.
I did
because
too.
that's where I've worked with them in the schools, handing out books to children. But we were just floored. Go ahead, Gail.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I did mine. You do one.
All right. Well, now this is one of my sisters and her husband's, my brother-in-law, Mike's favorite authors, David Balducci. And
I think it's Balducci.
Oh, she
But-
would know.
No, well,
That's okay. You've read him. You know all about him.
I don't know that I know all about him. And some of his books I didn't care for,
Yeah. Well,
but
yeah.
a man would really. But some of his books are wonderful, and he has some series. So yeah,
Talk on your time, girl.
I know it. I talk
We don't have our
way too
timer.
much.
We don't have our timer today, but anyway, Gail kept looking at him and going, I'm not sure that's a series. I don't know if it's a standalone, but this will be great, I think. And I think I have a few of his. Your turn.
Okay, my turn. All right.
I'm going to go ahead and pull one up.
Like I say, I haven't gone
to
through
have
them. I can't remember if you told me about this one. It's got a review by Jody Picot, and I think I've heard of that author.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures of You, Carolyn Levitt, maybe. Anyway, it looked interesting. I love anything about cameras and pictures, and I don't know.
Well,
I'll try
I think you'll like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one is, I believe it's an autobiography, and it's called Growing Up. It's by Russell Baker, and it's supposed to be one of the most heartwarming, inspiring, nostalgic, funniest, best written books I have ever read. And that's by Ann Landers, and I like her.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a Book of the Month Club selection. I think it's an old book, but the picture, I gravitated to it. Growing up, he looked like maybe he grew up in my time, but this was written in 1982.
No, we're not going to do a review.
No.
Remember, of
I'm
the
just
whole book.
because it looked old. There we go.
Okay.
Your turn, Gail.
This one, A Spoon of Sweet Bread, New York Times bestseller, and I do believe, here we go. See, she's the best read. Oh my goodness, she said, you've got to get that one.
I mentioned it in our last
You
video.
did, and Tyler.
Family, story,
Yes.
and Tyler's the best.
Quintessential and Tyler. All
Okay.
right.
Now, this book is in the top 5 of my all-time favorite all my life. And I've read it, but I don't have it. I have given it to other people at times because it's a mystery, it's a faithful, it's about a family that goes through a lot. But what's interesting is the author, William Kent Kruger, this is Ordinary Grace.
You've reviewed another of his, right? On our reviews? Oh, okay.
No, because
Okay.
I have not liked any of his other books. And he has got a lot of them out there. He's got a series of mystery books, and he's written a couple recently that are really on the top selling list. But for some reason, I read this one and it was just so wonderful. I just can't seem to get over it. Okay, Gail.
Okay, this is The Summer Hideaway by Susan Wiggs, a New York Times bestselling author.
And look at the picture.
I think that's what grabbed me. The picture, the cabin on the lake, and it probably has a little romance. There's a couple there. So anyway, I just picked that one up.
Okay.
I liked it.
All right. Oh, I'm stumbling around. Okay. Cheryl Strayed, who also wrote the book, which I've read by her. She wrote Wild, true story about her on a hike by herself. And so she wrote, yes, but this is a different one. This is called Torch. And it's about life after catastrophe. And I loved her first book so much that when I saw this, I said, well, I'm going to get back and read it.
Okay, I'm bringing out, because I do have 2 great-grandchildren.
Yes.
So I went over to the children's section, and I got this one, I Love You Too, by Eve Bunting. And I got Bear and Roly Poly. And then I've got one, Endangered Animals. I think Will would love this. He's 5 years old.
Yes.
And then My Dog Laughs. I just thought that was so cute. So these will be given to my 2 great-grandkids.
Or kept here for you
or
to
maybe,
read.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Okay, interesting. You're talking about the elephants. I picked this up, The Shepherd's Life, and it's also a nonfiction, and it's written by a shepherd. And, you know, the Bible talks so much about how we are like sheep.
And Jesus is the good shepherd.
And it's recommended. I don't know, it's one of the top 10 books of the year when it came out. So I just said, I think I'm going to give that one a try. I'd love to read about sheep in real life. Okay, Kel.
All right, let me see what I have in here.
I've got 3 nonfiction so far.
I've read on Snow, Anita Shreve.
That book, Gail, is supposed to really, really be good. I don't think I've read it.
Okay, I can't remember if you recommended it.
No,
I probably did run a lot of these by you, but
I think I tried that one and didn't like it. But
okay.
Maybe not.
Okay.
So I shouldn't even say that.
Touches the very deepest human emotions.
Okay, this is another David Balducci, so I'm just going to set it down and get another one, Gail.
Okay.
Because Gail has got me kind of, ugh. Oh, another David Balducci. Before you know it, I'll have read more than she had. Balducci. Maybe by the 7th or 8th book, I'll get it right.
Well, and I may be saying it wrong too, but it's an A.
Wouldn't that be horrible for both?
A is usually A or R.
I love her.
Okay. I loved the cover. And it's about to be winter.
She's a good author.
Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. A tearjerker, but the journey is a lovely, haunting, snow-filled forest.
This time of year, you know, it's cool outside. Well, not really here. It's rainy. So we tend to think it's cold.
It's supposed to get cold tonight. I can't wait.
Yeah, so
some people think we're crazy, but I really like the cold.
I love the cold.
Particularly in the winter. It's supposed to be cold in our brains anyway. So.
And since I lived in Colorado and Montana, I really know what to do about cold. You just enjoy it.
Yes.
Out there, they have a dry cold. And it's not as damp as ours,
I know it's not as slushy and icy like we get.
It's beautiful.
I actually got a text from my son in Iowa. They got their very first snow of the year this morning, a dusting, and I was like, oh.
Well, yesterday my husband said, I almost started a fire, but I realized I'd have to go turn the air conditioner. One more for me for right now. This is called Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. I read a book of hers many, many years ago called The Shell Seekers.
Oh, yes. I loved that. And Anne Lansbury played in the TV movie version of that.
All right.
Yes.
That's a Murder, She Wrote lady, right? She plays Murder, She Wrote?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She just died recently, too, 97.
Yes.
Wonderful lady. But it was The Shell Seekers. Great. So I know you'll love it.
I think so. And what's interesting is I had this book, Gail, from the library at my house, and I said, I've got so many books, and I said, Carla, you're going to have trouble reading it and getting it done in time, so just go ahead and get one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a little bit. I need some coffee this morning. Got up at 3:30.
We're coffee.
We're back. Yes. Going to have to take a sip. Good. It's a cloudy day here in Georgia. Our next one. The Good Daughter.
Oh,
a memoir.
Because you were a good daughter. Absolutely. We both were good daughters. Yes, we were.
We really were.
We were.
You just have to have known we really were. Okay. We had a wonderful, wonderful mother.
And father.
Yeah. The Good Daughter, a memoir of my mother's hidden life. You know what's funny?
I'm trying to figure out what's funny. You got to tell me.
Well, I'm not sure exactly why I picked it up, but I think I had heard of this book. I had heard of it, and I think I'll enjoy it. It's a true story. We were a world of two, my mother and I, until I started turning into an American girl. That's when she started talking to me about the good daughter. It became a taunt, a warning, an omen.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds interesting.
And mother used to talk to me, my mother, about the good daughter.
You are a mess. Okay, my next one is Hidden History by Melody Carlson. And I grabbed this book in the adult fiction section because I don't know if you remember, Carla, but
Why would you say that?
because she writes children's books.
Oh, okay.
Remember when we were in the story shop and we were doing our filming and we reviewed some children's books? Well, I reviewed 3 of Melody Carlson's books, and I had found out she also writes books for adults. So that's
great. That's great.
Aren't I doing good? I'm going quick.
Yeah, you're thinking
I'm
good.
going quick.
Oh, okay. This book, The Big House, nonfiction. I've read it. I've got a stolen copy at my house from the Florida Library. Don't come get me. I know. Oh, this also would be in the top 5 of books I've ever read. And when I saw it, the reason I got it was the one that I have. The author is George Howe Coate. And it's nonfiction, and it's about his family's home that they had at Cape Cod. And they eventually get to the point where they're going to have to sell it. It's been in the family for generations and generations, but it's just so big and it's so much to keep it up. And he's one of the WASP, you know, the wealthy, comes from a wealthy family. And it's all about their last trip, the big family's last trip to the big house. And of course it reminded me of Siesta. Right. They all, you know, swim and play tennis, and it's a wonderful book, Gail. You will want to read it.
I was just saying, I'm probably going to borrow that from you.
Yes, it's really good. Your turn.
All right. This one is Once a Runner, John L. Parker Jr. And the reason I grabbed this one, I wanted to get a few books for my husband. He loves to read just
Gail,
like we do.
I pushed that book in your hand, and I
Did
said,
you really?
"Get this for Mike."
You did not.
No, I did, and I
Did
said,
you
"But
really?
I said, but I think he's already read it." And you said, "No, I don't think he has."
And you know, as I'm looking on the back, it says it's a sequel. But anyway,
okay,
you know,
Mike,
he's
thinking
not
of you.
OCD about that.
I am.
I am. I want it. You know, if it's. But anyway, I'll probably read it as well.
Okay, this one is called The Pianist, right? Not pianist, but pianist.
Pianist.
And
we
it
probably
was
say pianist in the South.
maybe,
anyway.
Yes. Like when I used to work for the company, I was the only one in the company that said pecan. Everybody else said pecan. And I said, my mother said, a can is something you pee in, but a pecan is a pecan.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyway, this is a true story, and it was award-winning movie, Best Actor, Best Director, and it's about World War II and how an individual who was or is, he might still be alive, I honestly don't know, a gifted pianist kept himself alive because of his gift. So another nonfiction. I'm so cultured.
Speaking about piano and
look at
the music room, Dennis McFarland. I have no idea why I picked this.
Because you love music.
I do
music
love music.
Is in our family.
And I don't know if you've noticed, Carla, but I really gravitated to the hardback.
You did.
I was just like,
you did.
These are free and it's hardbound and it looks like it's practically
and
new.
she was going.
But that's.
And I gravitated. I don't think I might have 3 hardbacks because truly I wanted to get many and it was heavy.
Right.
Okay, quick, Carla. All right, Sarah Paretsky, and I have read quite a few of her novels, and she keeps writing, and she writes a mystery novel about one private eye in Chicago, and I love the private eye. I'm not remembering her character's name, but Hard Time. I hope I haven't read this one. I tried to get a couple of hers that I haven't read because I really do enjoy her books, some more than others. I think she's a gifted writer, wonderful mysteries, very exciting, but you get to know the main character too. So anyway, I'll figure it out in a little bit and I'll holler it out there to you. Sarah Paretsky, Hard Time.
Carl, you know what just hit me? We've got all these books.
Yes.
To review, I guess. We're going to be on our channel for a long time reviewing all these books. Do you think?
Well, I have made a decision, Gail. This is personally.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do this. I have so many books from the library. Always getting more before I finish the ones I've got. Always getting Libya. I have decided, starting January, I'm only going to read the books that I have.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
Same thing.
Okay.
We are thinking the same. Yes. In fact, I turned in my
sisters.
And I turned in my 2 library books, the last 2,
Okay.
the other day. So I'm with you. Now this one, I think possibly you said something, but it says winner of the Pulitzer Prize.
Well,
so hello.
But Gail, top 5.
You've got a lot of top 5. I think you've been naming top 5, and there's about 10 of them you've named. But this is Empire Falls, Richard Russo. Is that how you say it?
Yes, and
Russo.
he has written quite a few books, Gail.
Okay.
You're just going to absolutely laugh, cry,
good.
cry.
It's something about slinging burgers at the Empire Grill. Okay. Michael probably enjoyed this one too.
Movies have come out about most of his books.
Okay.
So but don't watch them till you read that book. Okay, Walking Across Egypt. I heard about this book many years ago. True story. Wait a minute, maybe not. The story of a spunky woman, a stray dog, a teenage delinquent, and the best home cooking in Lystra, North Carolina. And it's not a true story. I'm sorry, there is a true story about somebody walking across America or something. But this is Walking Across Egypt, Carla. I think I'm going to love it. I think it's just a good Southern novel, and I do love those.
Okay. This is a national bestseller, Big Stone Gap.
I've read it. It's fabulous.
Adriana Trigiani. Okay, well, as you notice, a lot of what I have, this one right here said, I've read it, it's good. So,
it really is.
But it just, in the picture, delightful, quirky, chock full of engaging, oddball characters and unexpected plot twists. Yes.
I think that's her first one, Gail.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if her books...
Oh, and it's in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Stone Gap.
She has written quite a few, and I don't think that you have to read them in order.
Okay,
I don't,
good.
but
Oh, well,
I think that's the
all
first one anyway.
Okay.
This is one of those, Sweet Salt Air by Barbara Delinsky, and I think I got it a lot because of the picture and because of the title. And I have heard of Barbara Delinsky. I've probably read some of her books sometime in my long life, and I just have a good feel about it. So looking forward to reading that one. Okay, Gail.
Okay. Sue Grafton, S is for Silence. Beautiful cover, just beautiful. And I think you've read some of hers,
I have.
And because each book is a letter, is that right?
She started with A.
Okay.
And
so I'm way down the alphabet.
Yes.
I hope it's not, certainly they're not sequels or are they? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think they might have the same main character in it,
okay. That's all right.
Kind of like Sarah
Another
Koretsky.
hardback that's really pretty.
It'll be a mystery. It'll be good. Yeah. And then I've got New Mercies by Sandra Dallas. And I think I was gravitated to it because sometimes I like the titles, like Ordinary Grace. I think that title was actually what drew me to that book originally. New Mercies. And also because I read down here, best-selling author of the Persian Pickle Club. And that just sounded quirky enough that I think I'm going to like this book.
This one, definitely, it's the cover. Tea Rose, A Tea Room Mystery by Erin Kelly Marshall. And I love tea in the wintertime.
Yes, that's going to be a cozy mystery.
Right here in the picture, and you probably can't tell, there's an envelope, and inside it says death certificate. So, a mystery, and I love good mysteries, so we'll see.
Okay, Gail. You know what? Another one by Barbara Delinsky, Before and Again. So something about her has drawn me to her. It's going to be interesting as we start reading these books to see if we've read them before, because sometimes I'm such an avid reader and have read so many different authors. I don't know all that I've read, but I think I'll enjoy it again. If not,
exactly.
Well, that
all
looks...
right. Now, my husband absolutely loves biographies. Right now, he is reading the biography of our first president, George Washington. And he really, well, he was a history major at UGA.
Yes.
But, so I'm looking for some biographies for him, and also maybe that I would like. So this is Kit Kennedy, The Charmed Life and the Tragic Death of the Favorite Kennedy Daughter. I didn't know she was the favorite. I wonder who decided she was the favorite. Anyway, Barbara Lemming, and it says it's a New York Times best-selling author that did this biography of. Well, the Kennedys are so interesting. Oh, they really are, and so I think we both will enjoy.
And we both remember. We both remember the assassination of the President Kennedy in that time. And
I know exactly where I was.
Yes, and I remember my great aunt, Aunt Cleet, she gave me a book because I was just so impressed with President Kennedy and got so involved in reading about him and his family and all. It was called The Torch Is Passed.
Oh, yes.
And,
that's an excellent book.
Yes. Okay. Is it my turn?
Are we going to do all of them by the way?
I don't think so. I think we're going to have to stop in just a little bit and call it quits. And I'm not even through my first bag. I mean, can you just imagine how...
I'm trying to grab for both bags because I don't know what's in there,
Yeah.
You went through yours, but not really.
Well, I still don't know. I do it all off the cuff, I'm just a natural girl.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have read one of her books before, Emily Griffin, and she writes kind of light comedic books and a lot of satire, and I'm looking forward to this. Something borrowed, something blue. I missed that part up there. So we think we know it's. I suspect it might be. It might not be. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay, this one is the Oysterville Sewing Circle. I love to sew. I'm always.
And I love oyster stew.
Oh, Mama made the best. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Susan Wiggs. This is a story just waiting for your favorite reading chair, Lisa Wingate.
If Lisa Wingate said it,
absolutely.
Molly.
I grabbed it right up. Can't wait to get to this one.
Okay, one more because
the table is getting. I think the table's going to fall in.
I've got my last one, so you grab up and you'll end it for us. Okay. This is Empty Mansions: The Mysterious Life of Huguette Clark and the Spending of a Great American Fortune. Now this is a nonfiction, and it's about a lady who lived in a palace, in a mansion, and I'm just excited because I do love history also, and I think this is going to be somewhat historical, definitely, but maybe also a little psychological, looking into this lady's life. Empty Mansions is an enthralling mystery of wealth and loss and a secretive heiress named Huguette Clark. She owns homes in California, New York, and Connecticut. So why had she lived for 20 years in a simple hospital room despite being in excellent health? Okay.
Sounds very interesting. Mary Higgins Clark, she is just so famous and writes wonderful mysteries. We'll Meet Again. Again, it's a hardbound. Oh, yay. So I love mysteries. I've read a few of her.
I have too.
So I'm hoping I haven't read this one, but I'm hoping it'll be a good one too.
All right. Well, we have gone through just some of the books that we got. And
not even half. Maybe half. I don't know.
I don't know. But so next year you'll hear more about them.
If you ever get a chance to go to Books for Keeps, we recommend it.
And we will put the link below. And I didn't do my homework that well, so I'm not certain if possibly it is not just a local organization, but possibly throughout at least Georgia, maybe throughout the rest of the country.
Isn't, it's such an important thing for families and children and adults to have books to read. I think if it's not throughout the United States and other states, there's something else similar maybe to it.
That's true. So check it out. I was just thrilled. And thank you, Penny, my leader of my book club, for sending me the heads up email about it. Appreciate it. See y'all soon.